What's up guys, it's Get Ready to Battle and welcome to part 7 of my comprehensive Rift guide. In today's part we're talking about the Living Cave. To actually enter the Living Cave, you have to go through the village plaza, through this alleyway that keeps teleporting you to the beginning at the cost of time. It will take you 5 minutes and you need the time charm from the previous area to enter. At least that is the seemingly intended way. I want to show you a more fun way to enter. To get here you need the Wizard's Tower portal eye to get to the Farms portal eye. As you see there is a wall here saying you can get if you're intangible. I do not know of a way to do that. You just walk around, as the smaller text says. To walk around, you can go really fast and go left of this house into this crevice. The only problem is, this is part of Deja Vu Alley, and if you are moving while it's red, then you will end up being teleported back. So you have to be somewhat prepared. But if you are, you can just teleport through here, using the power of your aspect of the leech. And now you are in here. Much faster than you would running all the way through here. Now this area is more similar to the Black Lagoon, where everything is pretty streamlined with only a few things that branch off of it instead of having a lot of separate sections you can do. So I'm going to explain how to do each thing in this section. Step 1, you will see these creatures, the auto nulls. To fight them, you just hit them until they reach a phase 2, which will be around 25 health. They respawn 3 of these light blue glass blocks. You have to break them to be able to actually harm them again. As you see, it doesn't harm them, it only knocks them back. You have to go over, you have to break these blocks. Once you break 3, notably as you break them, they shoot a particle that will knock them back, giving you some extra time. Once you break them, you're able to kill them, and you get a piece of nullified metal. This metal is used to upgrade the previous weapon you got, giving it extra damage, making it loses the speed bonus becomes inherent. But now this thing will also let you break living metal ores, or living metal faces. There's not much of a use for that specifically. But outside of this section, which the whole thing's a cave, you need a pickaxe. Technically you can also do this, but realistically do this section first. Once you've managed to craft your pickaxe, as you see the one I'm currently using, then there will be lapis ore in different places. If you're using a texture pack for Skyblock, it might look different. Once you break a piece of lapis, it will spawn another one nearby and give you 3 seconds to break it. How much you break of this determines how much actual loot you get after it's done breaking. If you decide to wait, then you get nearly none. It's much better to just try to break them. It's always within 1 block distance, whether it be vertical, diagonal. It can be like through a block that you might not be prepared to see. But you just need to keep breaking the block until eventually it will hit. Now it maxes out at 4 times, so as long as nothing bad happens, like it doesn't get stuck in a dead end, then, oh sorry, it gets stuck at 5 times. Usually I fail before 4 times, so I don't notice. But you get a lot more, and you save a lot of time as compared to if you just broke them individually. Once you get it, you get living metal based on how much you break. If you break 1, or even just only break 9, you get 1 piece, but going all the way through, you get 20, which is a lot more. Now this metal has an important use that I have not yet shown. If you enter through the main walkway, there are other ways to do it, but it's the fastest way. You will see these particle effects. Now, if you haven't progressed yet, you actually can't enter this area. I have, so it isn't showing the barrier that says you can't enter. Instead, you will just be flung out of it. To actually be able to enter this area, at least without dying, you will need these metal. You will craft living metal boots, living metal chestplate, living metal pants, and living metal helmet, or cap. I call them helmets. Each of these will be a spawn egg that you spawn in, and they will act similar to an auto null. You have to kill them, except their middle phase is, each of them is different, to be on theme with what type of equipment they are. Now I will showcase what they are. Also, the auto crafting lets you immediately get it, which is nice. I'll choose here to fight. First up, we fight the cap. Spawns 165 health, and he has a diamond cap. Also, they have a lot of knockback, or get knocked up really high. This one's intermediary fight spawns these blocks that you have to stand underneath to break. Once you do that, then they will actually be hurt. Be careful when you're fighting them, because you don't want to accidentally get too close to an auto null and have those auto nulls fight you too. Once you break them all, then you're able to actually kill them. Now, as you see, there is this block on the ground, or this floating helmet. If you right click it, you will get a little bit of living stillness or living metal onto your equipment. It ranges from 9% to 20%, so it's probably more around, say, 15%. Once you get 100%, then it will let you actually go down, except you have to get it on each equipment, which means you have to fight multiple cases of the helmet, multiple cases of the chest plate, multiple cases of the boots, multiple cases of the shoes. I said boots twice instead of leggings. Once you kill those, then you'll be able to actually enter the next section. Until then, we have to just keep grinding these. Next up is the chest plate, where he spawns with a diamond chest plate. He has 190 health. Notably, it is more health depending on what equipment you pick. Once you kill him, his middle area spawns 4 blocks you need to break, but you stand in the middle of it, like the chest plate. It gives off this idea of it being stable. Once you break it, then you're able to finish the job. Once again, spawning a diamond chest plate. Once again, you right click to increase the juice on your chest plate. Next enemy is the pants one. This one has 165, which is, I believe, the same as the chest plate. What he does is he has this platform of 2x2, and you will stand on it and you break the blocks. Notably, it can be dangerous if an auto starts chasing you in the same way that has happened to me, but you break the blocks and you kill him in the same way as the others. Something I should point out is that it does not work if you aren't standing on any particles, but you do not need to be standing in the particles from that one block. As you see, I'm in a different block's particles, and I'm still able to break them. So once you do that, you'll be able to complete the normal goal. The next part with the boots, I'll point out, is that you can't spawn these anywhere. You have to actually be in the cave to be able to spawn them, which is unfortunate. You can't find a good farming place, which means there's a bunch of people that you don't want to deal with. You will still have to fight them. Notably enough, the chestplate has more health than every single other one. I think it's funny. The boots, these ones you just stand on the block and you break it. But once again, now here you actually have to be on the block itself. Sometimes it's a bit finicky because you're trying to run away from the auto nulls who keep wanting to hurt you. But you're able to break the block to complete the stage. You have to be more on it. It's less lenient than the leggings one. Then you have the boots and you break. Once you complete this process enough, then you're actually able to enter this area known as the living stillness beside the living cave. Before we do that, I'm going to explain both of the rift souls that are in this area. There are 2 rift souls that are both done in this top area, so I'm going to explain them now. Rift soul number 1, flowery message. Follow the string of flower pots. This one, there's a flower pot over here with the large area here. You right click it to make the flower pots move all the way into the main section, taking this path. Where is it? There it is. You just keep following the flower pots all the way out, and then they will start actually drawing a word. You actually need to keep hitting them all before you know what happens. You have to fill them all in. As you see, they're actually drawing letters. As in, this is the word say. I can show it better once you are done hitting them all. This says say hi. So you say hi, spelled that wrong. And you should get the enigma soul. No wait, it's hi. Either way, this only works if you haven't already gotten the enigma soul, as I have. You have said hi. You get the enigma soul, and now you're done. Enigma soul number 2, behind a living wall. On the right side, at least assuming right when you enter from the main entrance, if you on the far right path, there will be this wall surrounded by hay. If we remember from the previous section, this is where the Horzuka comes in. You can use it, blow up the wall, and there will be a rift soul sitting on the table, which you can right click and collect. Now that we have completed all the rift souls, and at least for now completed all the areas in this top section, we are now ready to jump down. Now you technically can jump down beforehand, but you will be losing a lot of time and it won't be worth it. But in here, we have the next section. First of all, there are rocks. As you might know from the main section, people have a rock pet and they leave it around somewhere, just from my experience. These are all just rocks everywhere, which is kind of funny. In this section, there is 2 main additions. We have the crux of this area, the Frostlights. To fight them, they are intermediate fairies. They shoot bolts at you around the second time you hit. They teleport around you, and once they get low enough, they get inside of an icy tomb, which you need to break. Preferably you want to click fast instead of holding click down. If you do not, they will explode no matter how far away you are, and make you lose about a minute of time. If you kill them, you're able to get Frosty Crux. You can use this to actually craft the time charm, assuming you want to leave fast, using the living metal. So you would need to grind a lot more living metal, but now that you know the strategy, it won't be as hard. You can also use it to upgrade your Crux Relic into a Crux Heirloom, giving you 15 seconds, 3 intelligence, and 1 speed, along with the ability to get 20 more time and 20 more fortune just from killing these frostlights. Top of that, you're also able to craft an item that is more official or more effective in the main world at the cost of Frosty Crux, and an item we have not seen yet, giving you the ability to get mining speed up to 5 times. And also gives you a little bit of mining fortune. The other resource that is in this area are these large icicles. You couldn't break them in the top section, but you can break them here. Once you break them, you get a whole bunch of frozen water. To use frozen water is actually important for another resource. For this, you will need 2 stacks of frozen water and 8 of the nullified metal from up top to be able to craft frozen water pungi, which will be needed to get a next resource. So you need to grind out more of these resources, while you're here also grind out these. For a disclaimer, if you kill one of them, they reach their ice stage and they spawn near one of these, you can be confused and accidentally break this and not actually know that it's done. So be prepared for that. But also it can teleport next to a wall, meaning you don't have to break all of the sides of the frostlight. While we are down here, I'm going to show off another thing in this section, which is the last Montezuma's fragment. Or not the last one, but the only one in this section. To get this, you either go left down here, or right over here. And then you come down this pathway. In the snow itself will be the last fragment. It will give off these particle effects. What you do is you break the block, and there's the fragment just underneath. You right click it, and you get a bonus 15 seconds. In case you don't know of how the sign says, here you're stuck not being able to move, but if you press crouch, you sneak all the way up. For now, I'm going to assume you have gotten this frozen water pungi, along with still having a pickaxe, and we are now ready for the next feature. You see these pieces of lapis that are running around the cave? If you hold this, it makes music as if you're a snake charmer, and now this living metal snake is no longer moving. With that, you can get a second person to grab their pickaxe and start breaking it from the back. Notably, you technically don't need another person. It's faster with another person, but it's also easier to do it by yourself, as in you don't need to get someone else's help. If you quickly swap off of this and back to the pickaxe, you can make it not move. For now, I shall demonstrate with this one. Or maybe he will demonstrate with the power of teamwork. Or not. Sometimes teamwork doesn't really work well. Talk to the people. Or maybe teamwork does work well. You just need to find the right person who's willing to help you, as you see. Or he's doing it himself. I don't understand people. I will also point out that in the living stillness, there are more of this living metal that you can break. In case, say, there's too many people up top to actually fight with, you can come down here, along with these living metal snakes. For these, you can... I would now try to demonstrate, but I would like it to be closer to the ground, like this one is, to show. Do this. Use right click, and go back, break, hold right click again. In this case I messed up, because normally I use my finger keys and I was using my scroll wheel. That is an example of how to do it by yourself. It's much safer to do it with someone else. So, it's better to say if you're part of a co-op, ask them to help you. If not, then you can do it by yourself. By just constantly swapping between this, you hold right click, flip, right click once, and keep swapping back. This is how I got all of mine, because I didn't really ask anyone for help, because I'm used to playing solo. Once you get that, you'll get these living metal hearts. These are used both to upgrade the boots that you just got in the last section, giving you an additional 15 seconds and 2 speed. That's making a joke about snaking my boot from Story. You also have this item from Wolf Slayer, which I believe is, this is a buff that you can use inside of here, or also not. I haven't gotten this because I haven't gone that far in Wolf Slayer, but it gives people more, the Weird Tuba version in the Rift gives speed and damage for 20 seconds. If you buff it, it gives more damage and more speed, and for a longer period of time, for the same mana cost and cooldown, meaning you can technically have it active the entire time. On top of that, there's also other things from, I probably should be mentioning these because they require future items. But as you see here, the 20 hearts is the other requirement that you need for this Rift transferable item. It's also needed for this Bluetooth ring, which is an accessory that takes effect both in here and in the real world at a cost of 32 living metal hearts. If you get this, this will be 30 seconds of Rift time, along with monster melee attacks doing less Rift time damage, assuming another player is nearby you, which is going to happen in the next section. Or, correction, the next 2 sections. Once you've completed the ability to have, once you've gotten this time charm and you've brought it back, there's only one thing left to do, that is to craft this living metal anchor. Why is that? Because back at the Black Lagoon, this is one of the last pieces you need to creating the boat that will be needed to progress. That I will demonstrate by going back. If we come back all the way to one of the portal eyes, we go back to the Lagoon Hut, we walk up the ladder, or teleport, and Reed will be asking us for this living metal anchor. You need one of it. Giving it gives you 30 seconds of Rift time permanently, but it also is needed for the next section. Well, for the next 2 sections. There is another task in the next section. I keep forgetting about it because it feels like it's linearly out of place. It feels just like basically a minigame world, which is not that at all. Anyways, guys, that is the complete thing that you need to do for here, with one exception that I just remembered right now. There's actually a collection in this section. Living metal hearts are a collectible thing that you can get. For that, the book number 1 is actually Snake in My Boot, or Snake in a Boot. For that, you need to break a total of 1 to get that recipe, which by the time you get 15, you will have it. On top of that, number 2 is the living metal anchor, which needs a collection of 20. By the time you get that, you might actually have gotten these before making this, so you will need a total of 20. For the Bluetooth ring, you will need 60 to be able to craft, even though it requires 32. And fourth, it requires 100 total, and that gives you the book that is needed for Rift Transferable. I'm sorry I did not mention that until now. I've forgotten it because I just grinded them all a while ago. Anyways, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this guide. I'll catch you all in the next one, which will be about the Colosseum. The one that's probably best worked with teammates, outside of the ones that just definitely require teammates. See you all next time. Bye!